Hello Taurus, welcome to my channel. I have not been around for a while. I do apologize. I have been busy finishing off my book. Details later on the video if you're interested in it. It's a guide to spiritual awakening and channeling. So it's been quite a busy beginning of 2024. I'm sure you've all felt it. It's been intense for us Taurians. And I've been doing a lot more channeling. So I know some of you are not that interested in channeling, but it is what I'm sort of exploring more at the moment. It's my highest excitement. So yeah, I'm following that, but I still love tarot, so I hope that you stay with me. Anyway, we're going to be doing just a general kind of reading for the eclipse energy. Okay, we're kind of smack bang in the middle of two eclipses. The next eclipse is a new moon solar eclipse on the 8th of April, and it's in the star sign of Aries, and a lot of people kind of gearing up for this, and a bit kind of those who kind of know about the astrological changes or feel a bit of a current and like an undercurrent happening at the moment within like governmental systems and structures that are kind of ready to crumble. It's kind of an intense period for all of us. So I thought I'll just do some very short cross of truth kind of energy looking into for us Taurians. Okay, so first of all, we will do the sound bowl just for a couple of breaths, so you can join me if you like. I'm going to take a breath in and exhale. Okay, Taurus, let us see what is surrounding us energetically for this eclipse season that we're kind of in the middle of. Okay, we're going to get a Sacred Destiny card. Well, we're going to get 3 oracle cards basically, and you'll see what's coming up for us. And then I'm going to do a cross of truth. The cross of truth tells us what's at our foundation at the moment, what's working in our favor, our desire, what the challenge is, and what the general outcome is going to be for us with this energy. Whoa, okay, that wants to come up. Transformation. Okay. Right, let's see what else we have. Feel like a butterfly, Taurus. Two contrasting opposite colours coming together to blend into one. You could be having one foot in the old, one foot in the new as well at the moment, in a kind of transitional period. Transformation always obviously talks about change, talks about birthing something new, kind of crossing over some sort of threshold and seeing the other side of it as well. So we'll see what that's coming towards us. We also have all that glitters. Now Taurus, there's a lot of emphasis energetically speaking with our sign to do with abundance, finance, pentacles, money. And this is giving almost like a foresight that you're kind of reaching a bit of a threshold, you're passing over some sort of barrier, some sort of line, and on the other side is kind of like the prize, the things that you've been working hard towards. You're starting to see the things that are glittering in your life. Now that might not be real, you know, a treasure chest full of gold, however, it could be the result of some inner work that you've been doing, you know, inner personal development work. It could be a health regime that is now starting to pay off. It could be a project that you've been working on, or a romance kind of blossom into life after a few kind of difficult spells at the beginning of the situation. But it's all that glitters. Right, so this is the Moonology deck. We'll see what it says for us. And then I'll do the cross of truth. The end of a tough cycle approaches, full moon in Capricorn. Okay, so this is basically saying Capricorn sign is basically, you know, Saturn energy. It's talking about hard work, old systems, situations, kind of like real hard work ethics and etiquette. And it feels like you've been working really hard, as I said before. I know we all have been, and now it's like you're reaching the finale of it. Okay, so even if it was a bit of tough going, a bit of long hours, determination, perseverance, all of that sort of stuff, you're starting to see the other side now, which is really, really good. Okay, so we're going to get across the truth, and this will tell me more of what's going on for us. Excuse me. Excuse me. Ooh, we have the Devil as a foundation, the Page of Swords, Two of Pentacles, Five of Cups, and the outcome is, ooh la la, Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so at the base of your reading is the Devil card, which is interesting because it is actually a Capricorn card, which coincides with the end of this. So the situation that you are at the moment, that you're faced with at the moment, is you may obviously be dealing with a Capricorn, right? I have to say that because this is a Capricorn card, but it feels like you've been kind of really unearthing the grit and the toxicity and the dark shadows and the skeletons in your closet. It feels like you've really been doing the work there. And you know how it is when you're doing a bit of a spring clean and you have to empty out all the drawers and organize them all, and you get rid of a load and then you clean it up and you put it back in. It's always a bit of a mess healing. It's always a bit of a mess when you have to clean something up, right? And so that is the thing that you've been dealing with at the moment. Now, because it's at the foundation side, I will clarify, but because it's at the foundation of this eclipse energy, it could be coming to light a lot more. It's just like this feeling that there's been quite a lot of toxic energy, kind of overburdened, feeling like you're under control all the time, suppressed, held back, this real kind of heavy, oppressive energy, and you're kind of trying to climb out of it. I do see you are climbing out of it, and it's a bit of a, you know, it takes a bit, right? It takes a bit of a balancing act. But we do have fire at the bottom over here. Now, fire is obviously a very kind of both destructive and cleansing kind of energy. And so I feel like you are at the stage now where you are ready to burn any toxicity in your life. You're just ready to get it, to let it go, okay? The desire here is a Page of Swords. It feels to me like you're waiting on some sort of news that's coming on in, some sort of communication. And this is the focus at the moment. You're waiting for that good news. Pages or messengers, swords is kind of like, you know, communication, technology, of course. In April, we will be going into Mercury retrograde for most of the month, which could cause, you know, a bit of misunderstandings, a bit of travel delays, communication problems, technology problems, that sort of thing. You know, the usual thing with Mercury retrograde. So whatever you've been waiting for, this news that you've been waiting for, it's like you've been holding on to it, and maybe it's laced with a bit of toxicity with that Devil card. But it feels like it's delayed. It hasn't, it's like you've been waiting for something, but it's going around the houses before it gets to you. There's no direct communications coming in, and you're wanting it to be direct, but there's a bit of delays in the process. Now, the advantage, the thing that's working in your favor is the Two of Pentacles. So you've got this, Taurus. You are able to balance yourself both financially, physically, metaphorically speaking, emotionally, mentally, and even spiritually. Okay, so whatever this looks like for you, okay, now of course this could be global, it could be, you know, in the world setting, the world stage, where we're starting to see more of this kind of oppression surround us. I feel like you are able to balance yourself very well. You may not be able to take much more on at the moment, particularly if you've been working so hard, but it feels to me like you've equipped yourself with the tools to know how to gauge yourself, have that neutral standpoint, be able to be neither swayed too much left or too much right, too up, too down, that kind of, that sweet spot in the middle, which is what I really, really like. And your focus is on your balance, which is beautiful. Equally, I feel like if you've got any finances that you've kind of been a little bit worried about, I feel like you're able to, for maybe the first time in a long time, just put a little bit aside for a rainy day. Now, the challenge of the eclipse energy is this Five of Cups. So you may still be pulled back into a past kind of energy, perhaps even connected to this toxic surroundings. It feels a bit like the residue, you know, that you're dealing with the kind of the residue of it. Yeah, the challenge is that it feels like the energy is going to really bring up past situations. It's almost like forcing you to, it's hard to get this into words correctly, but if you've been able to overcome heartbreak or a betrayal or disruption in the workplace or any of these things that are kind of low vibe, if you've been able to climb out of it and manage to keep, you know, balance within it, it feels like the eclipse energy is kind of amplifying it and trying to pull you back into the past to try and get you to stay in that energy. It's got a kind of a controlling feeling to it. But as we all know with the Five of Cups, he's crying because he's lost his taste for wine and his wine is spilled over. He doesn't see the two cups behind him that are full, which represent the future. So I think the important lesson here or message here is to keep moving forward, keep looking up, keep looking forward. The past is the past, it's gone. Okay, and unless you allow yourself to be dragged back down into that energy, you're fine, you're doing good. Okay, the beauty of this is when, remember I was talking about all that glitters and the transformation and the end of a tough cycle comes. So in amongst all these changes of energies with the eclipse, the outcome is a Nine of Pentacles. So you end off on a high. Not only is this a Pentacle card, Taurus, which we absolutely love, but this is having resources available to us, able to have something and be able to share the rest, able to have independence of mind without somebody else trying to infiltrate our mind, trying to infiltrate our emotional body. This is pure independence, and it doesn't mean that you have to kind of stay on your own. This is basically just having ownership and claiming what is yours in terms of your beingness and your identity, if you want to, you know, use that word. Again, it's got the butterfly there, just like the transformation card, if you can see that. Okay, the butterfly's over there. Okay, so it's everything is kind of coming into, everything is any past experience that is trying to drag you back. Ultimately it's just streamlining you further and further towards your goals, your vision. And I feel like your vision is very unique and unique to you. It's not something that somebody else can steal from you or take from you. It's your sense of identity, it's your sense of ownership, either over property, over a business concept, over even within a relationship, maintaining your sense of your sense of self, even though you're in a situation or in a relationship. This is definitely you coming up on top. All the glitters is great, right? So we're just going to get a couple of clarifying cards for this. So ultimately, what has been a bit of a sticky kind of transitional period for you, and particularly kind of difficult as well, you're definitely coming up on top as long as you can remain balanced and not be pulled in and sucked into the past. Now I'm just going to cut the deck piece for it. For all of these. Okay, under the Devil we have the Judgment. Under Page of Swords we have Page of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles we have Three of Swords. Five of Cups we have Five of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles we have Eight of Swords. So whatever this toxic energy that I was talking about in the beginning is for you, and obviously it's going to be different for everyone, the judgment call is yours. It's only up to you whether you decide you want to keep something, if you want to remain kind of held back, oppressed, or whether you want to be kind of born again, because they're climbing out of their coffins, right? But whether you want to be born again, but ultimately what the decision is how are you dealing with this toxic situation? How are you dealing with this kind of unrest within yourself, or perhaps in the people around you? The choice is yours. How do you deal with it, right? You're going to remain in that situation, you're going to say goodbye. Page of Swords, we've got with the Page of Pentacles. So again, this news that you've been waiting on has something to do with kind of something legitimate, something materialistic, maybe even money. So you're waiting on some news, some communication that has got something to do with, you're hoping is going to be good news that's relative to an area of abundance, you know? Good fortune, good luck, and something that's got a little bit of expertise, cleverness, intelligence attached to it, right? So it's almost like if you had a business idea and you set off a pitch for an application form, it's like you've got a particular kind of niche that really can go the distance because it's very cleverly planned out. Now, what's working in your favor is the Two of Pentacles. You are able to master a sense of balance over this energy within the eclipse, despite still dealing with a bit of heartbreak, despite still feeling that in some areas of your life you have to say goodbye, you know, and sometimes it's an old issue that we've said goodbye to, but it really, it's not always easy. Maybe we have to say goodbye to a person. It feels like it's kind of like feels quite old energy in terms of past that's been holding on to us and latching on to us. Still, I feel like you're managing to balance yourself quite well, regardless of that. The Five of Cups with the Five of Pentacles, this challenge of the past trying to drag you back again, has got everything to do with this lack mentality. Feeling as if that there's no point in starting something new because you know how it's gonna pan out. It's like, well, if I say yes to that, then, you know, I know what this, you know, road looks like. I'll end up doing all the work myself. I'll be left out in the cold. No one's going to actually be there for me. I'm not going to feel supported, and it's ultimately an energy of lack, you know, lack mentality. I don't have enough money, I don't have enough connections, I don't have enough time, whatever the case may be. So the challenge here is with moving through this energy, you're going to be reminded of many areas in your life, many past patterns that you've experienced where you put loads of effort and love and energy into something, even money, and didn't pay off, it didn't work out, and it left you high and dry. And so the challenge is now, how do you overcome the past? You know, how can you say, well, you know what, that was the past. This is a totally different situation. I'm a different person every moment of the day, and I can regenerate and I can recreate a new reality for myself. So that's the challenge. The outcome is a Nine of Pentacles, and what I love about this is that it's clarified by the Nine of Swords, okay? So what comes with feeling so independent and so kind of luxuriating in your own vision and your own identity and your own rhythm is you recognizing, oh my goodness, when I come out the other side and everything's kind of working in my favor, now I see clearly how I perhaps had kept myself back to certain degrees, because she's got a blindfold on, right? So for some of you, this could initially relay as, oh well, I was surrounded by this person or a few people that, you know, was just too oppressive, it held me back, da la la. And as you get over to the other side, when you cross that threshold, you recognize, oh, they did, but I also allowed it, and therefore I held myself back too. And that's kind of a difficult pill for us to swallow sometimes. But what you are doing is you are releasing the chains from yourself. So it's pretty cool. I'm going to end this reading off with just an oracle card. Okay. What does Taurus need to know about the eclipse energies for their highest good, please? Thank you. Oh, Unbound. Releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. Okay, so exactly what I was talking about. Are you going to let the past hold you back? Or are you going to sever those ties and be boundless and go with the flow and trust your intuition and focus on what your desires are, regardless of what patterns you used to do in the past and what those patterns were from that which was kind of indoctrinated or ingrained in you. Okay, so this is really a big time. This eclipse is really about letting go of the past and saying, no, no more. If I'm held down, if I'm oppressed in any way, shape or form, I am going to release it. And if I don't release it, I'm going to take responsibility for the fact that I've allowed, to even a small degree, for that to happen, and I won't accept it anymore. And out of that, you are so self-empowered. So, pretty awesome. So that's what I have for you, Taurus. I wish you all the best for the eclipse energies. Of course, if you're interested in reading or channeling, let me know. You can check my website, loveatmore.com. Please hit the subscribe button. It really helps my channel to grow, or comment or share anything. And of course, if you're interested in the book, check out a little bit further information on how to order your copy. For the rest of you, have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time. Take care.